When someone tells you that their parent is very narcissistic and that they've gone no contact, please believe them, especially if you can sense that they're telling the truth and that it does make sense. Because for a lot of us, no huge, grand form of abuse, nobody went to jail, it was nothing like that. And that would lead you to believe them a little more, like if there were like documents and police records. Like it's not always that extreme. But the irony of this is psychological and emotional abuse, one of the most damaging forms of abuse that a person can go through. And that is what you have to go through daily when you have a narcissistic parent or just a really horrible, toxic parent. We were repeatedly denied to develop like a normal, healthy person. We were constantly ridiculed. We were highly criticized over everything. Maybe we were called names. Maybe your parents embarrassed you in public multiple times. Maybe you just had this sense that your parents didn't like you. Maybe you were just outright abused all the time. Maybe you were made to feel an intense amount of shame and guilt over the smallest things, and you developed this sense that something was deeply wrong with you. Systematically denied to develop like a normal person. I understand we're not medical professionals. We cannot diagnose our parents. But for those of us that have done the deep dive and looked up the 9 narcissistic traits, maybe we've applied that to our life. Maybe we've tried to set healthy boundaries and it backfired big time. Maybe we've spent weeks listening to podcasts about this situation and about how it might apply to us, and it's starting to make sense for us. And then we tell you we're not believed or are made to think we're being dramatic or exaggerating. First of all, it's really embarrassing. And second of all, why would we make it up? I'm sure there are some people out there that make it up, that just fabricate something elaborate so that you'll feel sorry for them, so that you'll have sympathy for them for whatever reason they're trying to gain that from you. But that's not the majority of us. And there's a lot more research that needs to go into it. The point of it is that our parent was too toxic to be around, and we have suffered greatly from that, and we've chosen to go no contact. And especially for us neurodivergent people, we can no longer ignore the pattern. We see it for what it is, especially if you've tried to set healthy boundaries and you're being ridiculed or like your parent just doesn't get it. They don't want to respect your boundaries, or they blow up on you and things become worse because you set a boundary like, I don't want to talk about past things that I did that are embarrassing, or I don't want to gossip with you. I don't want to participate in your drama. I'd like to keep the conversation very light. Or for some other reason, we set a healthy boundary. And the purpose of that is to maintain a healthy mindset. And they blow up on us. Like, that's not normal. It's not normal for you to set a boundary with someone when you're trying to be mentally healthier and they scream and yell at you because they're used to doing whatever they want around you and treating you however they want. Would you stop talking with that person? If the answer is yes, then just believe us. Please give us a little more understanding when we say we've gone no contact, because we cannot mentally handle it. We just can't. And it makes us want to retreat into ourselves and not talk about it anymore. And I am a firm believer in healing out loud. And if you're able to tell your story, I feel like you should, because you might get validation from people that are going through the same thing or that have gone through the same thing. Or you might help someone. It might resonate with them and they might try to heal themselves, and it might help somebody that's about to go through the same thing. Anyway, this is a long rant, but there's a reason we go no contact. And if you're neurodivergent, I don't think you can ignore it. I just don't think you can. I think you see it and your intuition tells you, I cannot talk to this person. And you know how bad that's going to hurt. But for anybody going through something with a narcissistic parent, please go to therapy. Okay, love you, bye.